What's up? Let's continue with the recap of Shinka no Mi, starting where I left off in the last video, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it before watching this one. Now outside the forest, Seiichi and Seiya would start walking towards a city to register as adventurers and get personal information, and it turns out that the kid didn't even realize he was wearing a helmet yet. On the way, they encounter a slime, where no, he's not a weak slime, he's a LV-88 slime, but of course Seiichi, being a complete monster, not only killed the slime but also blew up the entire path in front of him. Then after he kills the slime, his helmet turns into a cloak, since his disguise skill leveled up and he no longer needs to hide from people. Now he could hide that he is a monster without covering his face at least, and the ram still gives that master prank by exploding the letter in Seiichi's face. But good for the goat. And now the duo of the smelly guy from another world and the pink gorilla who turned into a cat are on their way to the nearest city. They're at the city gate. They have to pass the crystal test, since they have no identity, where they have to put their hand on the crystal to find out if they are criminals or not, and of course, they both pass. But when Seiichi said he was going to the guild to make an identification, look at the guard's reaction, suspicious. The guard starts saying that no matter what, he should avoid that place, stay away, go somewhere else, anything, but not there. And look, Seiichi should have listened to the guard. Entering the city, they take the standard detour and go straight to the guild. And what they find there is, well, that's it. The first thing he has are two perverts, a masochist and a sadist, then a crazy muscle man, a nerd with a pacifier, a nudist, and finally a perverted bodybuilder. I think this guild is made up of adventurers, but not the adventurers we know. Then the perverted bodybuilder, who is the guild master, forces them into the guild, and the perverted sadist becomes a respectable receptionist for a moment. But right in the middle of the recording, Seiichi is abducted by some punks who look like bandits, but are actually more perverts who like group things. I think that after all this, it can't get much worse. After that, Seiichi runs and runs some more, and then returns to the guild. So they receive some tests to enter the guild, where their supervisor will be this respectable adventurer, very respectable. At first she seems rude, annoying and nervous, and in the long run, it seems like this is the beginning. But with a sudden personality change after seeing the perverted guild master's muscles, she apologizes and introduces herself. She is Artoria Grem, a rank A adventurer who usually acts alone, and Seiichi even manages to make her blush after just a few minutes of conversation. It seems like the guy has the honey to attract so many girls. How can he? Then Seiichi and Seiya, under her supervision, do 3 tests: help an orphanage, demolish a building, and take a puppy for a walk. Seiya takes care of the orphanage, and when Seiichi and Artoria are going to demolish it, she shows us her kind and troubled side. And as for the demolition, well, Seiichi does it quickly as if it were nothing, but Artoria freaked out thinking he had gotten hurt. Calm down, girl, the guy is strong. She panicked, thinking that everything fell apart because of her bad luck, and that he was suffering because of her again, because of this unparalleled bad luck that she has. So much so that it is because of this that she has always lived alone until now. And then after all her worried monologue, Seiichi still manages to make her blush easily. It really is the power of protagonism. Next we have more scenes of the students, but again, nothing too important. Just this guy saying that there will be a war against the Demon King, but that's not important. Returning to Seiichi, now all that was left was to take the dog for a walk, and well, what a dog, huh? Where we even have the lady saying that Artoria already has a crush on Seiichi at this point, all silly and smiling, huh? So after being the wolf's plaything for a while, the mission is done, and they receive the reward straight from the underwear of the buff guildmaster. We then see more of Artoria being friendly with Seiichi, and everyone is happy. And if you got here and are enjoying it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, okay? Now they were in another test. They had to collect some things that grow in the area around there to pass, where we have more of Artoria smiling at him but thinking that she can't get involved with her father. Then we see Seiichi being quite useless, being able to collect the rarest things in the forest, but not the herbs he was supposed to collect. We're here, while looking for the good weed, Seiichi finds a group of demons who were coming up with some strange plans, and well, the guys were weirdos. Then they summon a huge monster and try to hit Seiichi, but the guy doesn't even feel the blow and they run away in fear of him, leaving him there looking for herbs alone again. He collects more rare items, but still none of the medicinal herbs he needed. Then we have the scene of this wonderful demon punishing the 3 weirdos because they messed up by going to where Seiichi was. Then he says that he set a trap there in the forest that sends the humans to the Black Dragon God's castle, and now you know who Seiichi's next opponent will be. After that we have Seiichi going to the final test to enter the guild, and my god, how many tests. And during this test, when they were going to fight some slimes, Seiichi falls into a teleportation trap, and guess where they go? For the Black Dragon God of Law. It was about time. It was an entire episode without Seiichi soloing a boss. They end up in the Dragon God's dungeon and are separated, where while Seiichi and Saria look for a way to find Artoria, she is there being beaten by a mummy. Then they find a talking chest and kill it, only to discover that it just wanted to be opened. Poor chest. Then they get some legendary items and discover that Artoria is almost dying, and she has already made her way to the Black Dragon's room. And well, she gets beaten up by the Black Dragon. She then uses an insane berserker magic, but still gets easily beaten by the dragon, and when she is finally on the verge of death, he arrives. Seiichi arrives to save the day along with Saria, saving Artoria, and signing the dragon's death warrant. Now, if you want to see Seiichi soloing this evil Black Dragon God, you have to comment below so I can bring you the next part of the summary, okay? In this video I brought episodes 3 and 4, and if you watched this far and like the content, leave a like and subscribe to support me, because just by doing this you help me immensely. Now, I'm gone.